Hi everyone, it's Diane. Today is the day after Thanksgiving in the United States, otherwise known as Black Friday, a day in which I studiously avoid the stores. My goal for today is to finish this journal. So I've done a lot of prep work on it so far today, as far as getting it ready for things that I can just do on camera. I think I've done all of the sewing that I'm going to do. So I can just sit right here and finish decorating it. So it's turned out to be quite thick. So I made a 2.5 inch cut a piece of cardboard 2.5 inches, so it will have a 2.5 inch spine. So let's just look inside and see what we need to do to finish it. I will talk about all the elements that I've already done when I do the flip through. So this is the title page from the original book, Christmas Carol in Prose, Being a Ghost Story of Christmas by Charles Dickens. Introduction by Lionel Barrymore. And right here is the date, 1938. But this has a smudge of watercolor or something on it. So I wanted to just cover that up with a little bit of a collage. And I just gathered a few pieces. I have this printable ticket with a cozy little house. Just a strip of scrapbook paper and a little piece of foil. And I'm just going to glue them there for decoration, and the rest can be written on. Hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving. And I hope if you are braving the crowds on this Black Friday that you're finding some really good deals to make it worthwhile. I did my shopping on Amazon today. I already had my grandkids bought for and a couple of other things, but I finished shopping for my kids, and I still have to buy something for my oldest granddaughter. She's 17 and I'm not sure what to get her. I got her one thing that I'm pretty sure she's gonna really like, but I need to get her one more thing. But I did a lot of shopping on Amazon today. My father doesn't watch my channel, and I don't think my mother watches YouTube at all. So I can tell you, my father likes classical music, and we talk about classical music, and we talk about all kinds of music. He also likes country, and he likes lots of things. And I'm a music lover, so that is one of the things that we enjoy talking about together. For his birthday in October, I got him a Vince Gill CD, and I haven't asked him how he likes it because I was interested in, like maybe getting it for myself, but I wanted to know his opinion, but I keep forgetting to ask him. He was thrilled to get it. So, the other day when I was doing collages and I had music paper, and the piece of music that I was using was from Grieg's Anitra's Dance, and I told you that I love that piece of music, and I had it in my head while I was collaging, and I told you if you were interested to go ahead and look it up on YouTube and listen to it. So I took my own advice. I don't own a CD with that particular piece of music on it. So I looked it up on YouTube, and I listened to Anitra's Dance, which is the third section of Peer Gynt, the Peer Gynt Symphony. And, I mean, I knew what it sounded like, but just to hear the symphony playing it brought tears to my eyes, literally brought tears to my eyes. And then I listened to the beginning, the first part of Peer Gynt. If you guys haven't heard it, you need to. I'm going to link it. I'm going to link Peer Gynt to the description, so you can click on it and listen to it. I was crying listening. I tend to be very emotional anyway, and I get very emotional about music. So, I ordered that on Amazon for my dad. I don't know if he already has it. My brother puts music on his computer, on my dad's computer. So he can just put his headphones on and listen to stuff on his computer. But he also listens to headphones, or listens to CDs. So I don't know if my brother already gave it to him. So I'm taking a chance, and I ordered it for him, and I ordered a copy for myself. And I don't have something for my mom like that. I figured I was going to get them a gift card to the little family-owned grocery store that's very near where they live. And they're famous in our area for their hot meals that they make every day, and their meat, good quality meat. But they have, it's called Ted Clark's Busy Market, and it is busy. It's always busy in there, so they love it. So I figured I'd get him a gift card for that. But I got my dad that CD too, so I need to get another something for my mom. She likes to read. Maybe I'll get her a book. But anyway, I was pretty excited about that Peer Gynt CD for my dad. Alright, so here we have, I was talking and not even telling you what I was doing, but this is a doily from a die cut that somebody sent me. I cut it in half, and this is just a scrap of cream colored paper, and I inked around it, glued it on as a tuck spot, and you can write in there. I'm thinking I wanted to put something on there, but I don't know if I picked anything. Oh, I did, I think. I'm going to put one of these poinsettia stickers on it. I don't know if this is, I think I picked one of those out for something else. So I don't think I picked anything for that. So let's just put one of these on. And I have this recipe for macaroon creams to put inside there. This is one of the Mrs. Coggs, an old-fashioned family Christmas images. I love that, and I think it's perfect for the era of Charles Dickens. Look at the caped coat that he has on, very typical of that era. plum pudding thing goes in there too. It's an interesting thing to read, and then there's room for writing on the back. So today, like I said, is Friday. I'll probably get this book in my shop this weekend. And then I'm going to start on the Santa's Surprise book. And I do have someone interested in that one already. I mentioned in yesterday's video that I came across a printable kit that I had purchased from Elsie Bell's bookshelf on Etsy. And I forgot about it. And it's called Cocoa for Christmas, or Christmas Cocoa. Like I said, I couldn't remember which one it was. So I wanted to use that. I think maybe I should back that on something to make it a little stiffer. I'm going to get some coffee dyed paper out. And I said that I would maybe in the next video show you what that kit looks like. So in just a moment I will do that. I have it up here now. It's all cut out. I bought Christmas cookie kit from Elsie Bell's bookshelf also to go with it. Oh, let's see. Here it is. So I'm making a lot more Christmas journals than I intended. My original intention was to do 4, and then when I saw all the books that I had, I chose 6. And then I found more book covers that I had forgotten about in a different spot, and so I think I've lost count now. And then with the Elsie Bell's bookshelf kit, I think I'm going to end up doing 8 or 9 Christmas books. I'm just hoping that it's not too late for people to want to purchase them after, like after the first of the month. Okay, so I just inked on that and then put that on there, and that's all set. This is a florist hang tag for a poinsettia. Whoops, I'm sorry. Moving on, I'll finish this signature and then I will show you the Elsie Bell's kits. These are all printed on the back. I don't want to throw them away, so I'm using them for scrap paper for gluing and inking on. Isn't that sweet? These are both from the Mrs. Coggs kit. An old-fashioned family Christmas. I think this one is. Pretty sure. And like I said, I'll talk about the other elements like that belly band that I made last year out of ribbon and cardstock. I'll talk about all those things when I do the flip through. I have a lot of Christmas CDs to listen to, and it seems like I get to the end of the month and I've only had a chance to listen to them once, each one once. So I figured I was going to start listening to them early. Got them out last week and started listening to them, but I didn't get through very many of them. And I'm not sure what day I'm going to get my Christmas decorations out. My husband always liked to he loved Christmas. And he loved having a Christmas tree, so we always got that set up. I always got that set up. Usually the day after Thanksgiving, if I had time to. Go around these corners. Love that. Okay, first signature is done. So let me show you the Elsie Bells kit. Oh. This page was stuck in there with tape on it. I wonder why it has tape on it. Apparently I was going to tape it to something and never did. Alright, so I have a combination of Christmas cookie and Christmas cocoa. So these are the pages. This is Christmas cookie, obviously. Look at that gorgeous image. I love her kits. They're so vibrant and so different from anything else that I've seen. And there were 4 different... That looks upside down. And on there upside down. I thought I had the papers in there properly. I don't think it matters much. 4 different lined papers in the Christmas cookie kit. So I used them all, which was another reason that I bought the Christmas cookie kit. This is from the cocoa. They didn't quite line up right, so I have to trim that part off. Plus my printer was doing something weird and it pulled out 2 sheets at a time, and one of them was off center, so anyway, I had to trim them a little smaller to make so that the line part was completely lined. I love this one. Yeah, they're all upside down. This one's not. That's Christmas cookie. This one's Christmas cookie, and this one is smaller. This is one I had to trim because my printer didn't line it up right. This one is cocoa, even though it has cookies. This one is from the Christmas cocoa set. I love this lined paper too. It's sprinkled with sugar. I'll have to trim that one. That's not the fault of the kit, that's the fault of my printer. Christmas cocoa. And this one I am probably going to use on the cover of the book, so I didn't line that with anything. Then you get so much stuff. There's another one. I folded that one already so I could find the right book cover size. There's an envelope for each kit. So this is the envelope for the Christmas cocoa. There's the mug right there. And then I printed 2 envelopes from the Christmas cookie set, just so I'd have 1 envelope for each signature. And I tucked in here all the little bits so that they wouldn't get lost, but you can see lots of little bits, little labels. Most of these little bits are from the Christmas cookie set. That set, I believe, is a little bit bigger, has more little things in it. There's tabs, some Some of these are from the cocoa. I think these are from the cocoa kit, and maybe this. Hot cocoa. Look at this little rickrack. So lots and lots of fun things. I love these tabs. I think there's 4 of these. And little buttons. And lots of little pieces. Journaling cards. Just lots. Look at that. And tags. The tags, I think there's 8 of these maybe? 6 or 8, and they're with the Christmas cocoa set. And these tags are with the cookie set. So I'm looking forward. I'm not going to be using up a lot of the ephemera that I have because I'm just going to use this stuff. But I really wanted to use this kit, so I am going to make it. And if it doesn't sell this year, I'll save it for next year. I would like it myself, except I don't use Christmas journals. I don't use seasonal journals. I just write in a journal. All right, let's get back to this one. Okay. Okay, I think they all go on this page. This got flipped in by mistake. So instead of using the triangular corner pocket, I'm going to use this recipe card. This part's going to be glued down, unfortunately, but it will be, you can flip it up and write on this side. So the only places I have to go today, I'd love to just stay home all day. The only places I have to go are, this was supposed to go on here. The post office. I have to mail some packages. And I told my mother that I would bring some of my leftover cake to them. She's gluten-free, but I had a mix from Godiva. It's been in my cupboard for quite a while, and I hadn't made it. I wanted to try it. It's a flourless chocolate cake, so it's gluten-free. And I made it yesterday. It's quite rich, but there's half of it left. It was only a little 6-inch cake, but I'd also made some other desserts, and my son brought donuts. So there's quite a bit of stuff left. So I told my mom I'd bring her some of that gluten-free cake. She was going to go to my niece's house for Thanksgiving. They were going to go, but my mom was so sick. She had such a bad migraine for a couple of days that she was just really sick. So I've got a piece of mulberry paper here. And this is a quote from the actual book. And it says, "Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew." So they ended up just staying home, and I called her later, and she was doing much better. One of their neighbors in the apartment where they lived, apartment building, brought them some plates of Thanksgiving dinner, because I was going to take them some of mine, but they already had some, so that was fine. That's why I promised to bring them some dessert today. So anyway, she was doing better. So that's why I don't remember where this goes. I have to go to their house today to give them some dessert. My dad is diabetic, but he treats himself once in a while, and so I'm going to give him some of the angel food cake that I made, because my kids didn't want to take any of the, they took leftovers, but they didn't want to take the dessert leftovers, and I can't eat it all. So I'm sharing. If I still have some left on Sunday, I'll take it to the fellowship time at church. They have fellowship time between Sunday school. This goes here. Oh, I know what I was going to do here. But now I have to cover up this where I ripped that. It's got glue on it because I glued the thing in the wrong place. So what am I going to do there? I think I'll just put a strip of paper there for decoration. It could be a tiny little tuck spot, tiny little pocket. What was I saying? I have to go to the post office, and I'm going to go to my parents'. But other than that, I'm staying home today. It's too big. This was an unplanned decoration to cover up that glue. I have some little tiny things to stick in there. I had this little card, which is Raphael Tuck and Sons, and that was from Victorian days. I don't know how old this card is. It's definitely vintage, and it was glued to something. It looks like it has little spots in the corners. Printed in Bavaria. But I had reproduction paper dolls, Raphael Tuck paper dolls from the Victorian era. Mine were reproduction, like I said, and I don't know how old this is, but I did want to include it in here, so now I have a place to put it. I guess it'll fit down in there. So there's quite a bit of vintage stuff in this book. And when I use a lot of vintage pieces and a lot of embellishments like I'm doing with this, I thought I wasn't going to embellish a lot in this journal, but I just have so many Christmas pieces that I want to use that I've been embellishing a lot. And so that raises the price of the journals because it takes more time, and then the vintage pieces are a little more costly. So My journals still don't cost as much as some of the others that I see on Etsy, but you know, I have to try to get my money's worth and my time's worth out of them. Okay, now what I was going to do with this was use an eyelet to attach it to the page. Just for fun, because it has a little hole there, and this is vintage. It's a little Christmas gift tag. Kind of blends in with that paper. But I don't think I want to back it with anything. I guess I'll just use a white one. Oh wait, where's a gold? I think I want to use gold. Put the eyelet through there and through there. I'm missing my little tool. This thing that goes here, this is for the larger size. Oh, nope, that's not it. Where did it go? I'm gonna have to use my Crop-A-Dile, and I don't like to. All right, we're just gonna do it. So, if you have a Crop-A-Dile, set it to the smaller, no, set it at the end. I think that's the smaller section right there. It says 3. What's number 4? I mean number 1. Okay, I don't use this for this because I always have a hard time getting it right. I'm going to have to conduct a search for that metal tool. I always have it in this basket, but it's not here. I'm wondering if I keep it under my desk. I wonder if I tossed it in there one day and missed the mark. It's very possible. So I have the eyelet through all of the layers. Let's see if it'll sit on there. Why is it so difficult to do this? I don't think that's the right size. I'm going to go with number 4. It looks like the smallest size. I'm going to go with nothing because I can't. I'm going to look for my other tool at some other time. It's very disappointing, but no big deal. We'll get to it. All right, then I have this coaster, which I attached to a gift tag and created a tuck spot, and I'm going to just glue that down right there. I was going to say on these coasters, this one is paper front and back, but some of them have the waxed backing on them, and they don't glue down well. Unless you're going to sew it down, I would recommend taking that coating, that lining off of the back if you're going to glue it. This one I didn't have to because it didn't have that lining on the back. Isn't that a really pretty vintage postcard? Printed in Germany. And then grandmother's eggnog recipe. I don't want them to get stuck in glue, so I'm just going to take them out for now. Learn from experience. Here's another vintage greeting card. Lots of writing space. Look how yellowed that is. Just on the one half. Isn't that weird? And then this is a printable from Mrs. Coggs. I got the pieces for my cover ready in case I wanted to move on to that after I finished decorating the pages, but looking at the time that I've been on, and I don't think that I'll be doing that on camera anyway. I think I forgot something here. This is an illustration from that little book that I used to make a little Christmas notebook. I saved the illustrations and I made a tuck spot on each signature with them, but I wanted to put a little bit of lace on it. Oh, that's too big. And that makes it too bulky. They're both kind of bulky laces. Maybe I'll just put that on. Actually, this video will be seen I think this video will go up on Monday. So then I'll do the flip through, and that will go up on Tuesday. So this journal won't be listed until early next week. Not this weekend. Trying to get some glue off of me. This piece of lace is a little bit crumpled. So I'm trying to glue it down so it's not crumpled anymore. This piece just seems like it needs something to go with it. This is an image from Tsunami Rose, Christmas ephemera. I thought it looked like it could come from that Victorian era. One more signature. I glued down a piece of foil and a piece of red doily. I'm just going to add this little square that I cut from a vintage wrapping paper. Here I'm going to add another of the triangle, the Rita Donnelly flips. Rita Donnelly is the one who invented this, apparently. G. Maries is her YouTube name. She's a sweetheart. This is just a scrapbook paper. And I cut down that big card that had the Christmas is Coming rhyme on it. And glued a sheet from an appointment book with a memoranda page on the back. So that'll go in there. Oh, here's where I used the other piece of the other sticker. I cut this off of a larger piece of crochet. I'm going to glue it there. And I'm going to glue this on to the lace. So these are vintage Christmas stickers, or Christmas seals as they called them back then. They're gummed, so you would wet them and stick them. And I'm just going to put a label up there. And I sewed or glued a little piece of trim there. This must be from Tsunami Rose because I didn't print it this year. So I'm just going to glue that to some coffee dyed paper. These are my coffee dyed paper scraps. We're getting there. Oh my goodness, it's 11 after 1. It's 111. Guess I'll eat some lunch before I get to make my cover. I only made a small turkey, so I don't have leftovers to eat. I have stuffing and gravy, but very little meat. My son wants to come over for waffles with turkey gravy on Sunday, so I have to save the meat for that. So, don't know what I'm going to have for lunch. I could just eat some stuffing. This needs some backing also. It gets to the point sometimes where I'm left with scraps that are too skinny. This one's just right. I haven't been using a lot of coffee dyed paper recently, so I haven't been replenishing my supply of coffee dyed scraps. I'll have to find something to do with all those small pieces that are too small to do this. So maybe I'll have to do a scrapistry video after Christmas, or after I get my Christmas journals done.